It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzazi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show opening up on S3. And here's a reminder, this weekend is huge. Yes, we've got a massive weekend of rugby ahead. Firstly, the Springbok women face France in a World Cup pool decider with quarterfinals already secured and bagged. And all while, yes, we're celebrating that, and all while Rassie and the Boks head into their biggest game of the year, taking place at Eden Park against the All Blacks. So we had to bring in a very unique panel for this one. We're joined by Zoe Human, False Bay women's rugby player and rugby MC, along with Adrian Endley, our sports presenter at Good Hope FM, as we look ahead to the Boks Eden Park Challenge and the Springbok Women's World Cup showdown with France, and unpack what does this all mean for South African rugby? Guys, good morning. How's it going?
Good morning.
I don't have any green on. I just realized this is shocking.
Now.
But I've got the gold.
We squint.
We can kind of call it gold. So we've got the green and the gold.
I like that.
But we've got a big match ahead of us. Let's start with the gents, obviously Eden Park. Rassie said that our team's going to need to believe in those big moments and those big deciding moments, because that's what it's going to come down to. Do both of you resonate with what he's saying? And do you think that we've got what it takes to actually claim this game? I see you thinking there. This is going to be a tough one. The gravitas is huge.
But they have a 50 winning streak at Eden Park right now. But they also have a loss just that they came out of from Argentina. But we are also flawed. We had our loss against Australia. And I think there's a lot of build-up around it. Do I think we can do it? I definitely think we can.
I think if you look at our recent form against New Zealand, especially, I mean, we've won the last 4 games. One of them being a World Cup final.
Yes.
So clearly we have the mentality against them. But Eden Park presents a whole different challenge. We haven't won there since, what was it?
1937 or something crazy.
1937 was the last time we won. New Zealand haven't lost since 1994.
That was the
Against
one.
anyone
Yeah,
there.
against anybody.
So if anyone's going to break it, it can be us. But I'll be very honest. The way that's not very South African of me. I'm not very confident.
I think you are honest, and I think you're sharing the honesty of many South Africans right now, because we are intimidated about going into a challenge like this, especially after what's been going down with Australia. It wasn't the dominance we expected, but it looks like this team has the most experience. Peter Steph's back, Villy's back, we got all the big guns, Sia's back as well. So when it comes to highlighting things like scrum time, breakdowns, that's where I think the difference is going to be. With the experience we bring in back here, surely this could be a moment where we create the history, if there was ever a time.
Listen, if we look at the All Blacks right now, their scrum halves, they're being obliterated. I think 4 out of their 5 scrum halves are out of this game.
Yeah, that's true.
So Finlay Christie, he's the one selected in this half, and I think he is not their best. A lot of people are saying, call back Aaron Smith, we need to get the boy in. And I think that is going to be their downfall. This game, I think, is going to come down to who makes the most out of penalties and who gets the least.
Yeah, and I think what's really interesting as well is in our breakdowns, that's been a big focus over the last 2 matches against Australia. Obviously, the first one, especially in the second half, terrible. That's what led to that big loss. It was improved in the last match against Australia. This is going to be a different challenge completely. And I think you're hitting the nail on the head there. Rassie's gone with experience. If you look at this team that faced New Zealand last year at Cape Town, this is actually the exact same team. There's only 2 changes.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it's only due to injuries that we have these 2 changes. So he's definitely going for experience. He's going for people who are tried and tested against New Zealand. And I think that is what will give them the edge. Maybe.
How do you feel about Jesse Creel being captain instead of Sia?
Yeah,
it was weird, but I think it makes sense given that Sia was sort of very last minute to actually play. So they obviously have the captain decided by Monday or the Tuesday. So I think Jesse was decided because Sia was a doubt. So just practically, it makes sense.
Injuries.
And I think it keeps the momentum going for what he started off with, which is fantastic. But guys, let's talk about another dose of history here. The Springbok women's rugby team are doing incredible things for the entire sport in the country and in Africa. Quarterfinal spot already secured, which is history in itself, right? 100%. And now we're going to be going up against France. So this is a great opportunity, a cool way to just test out the team's dynamics, try something new. I got to give this to you, Zoe. Obviously, being a woman in rugby, you must be so proud right now, but what are you making for the match this weekend?
Hey! Look, we haven't played them since 2021,
Yep.
I think it was. We've trained with them in April, and that's really cool because we've got to see their strategy a little bit. I know that France is scared of us. They're scared of our dominance in how we attack, and they know they're not going to be running through us. My biggest fear for this is their scrum half, Pauline Baudon-Sansu.
Oh,
She,
okay.
yeah. No, guys,
Serious
she is
name,
one of
serious
the best scrum halves in the women's game, period. Maybe the best. I definitely think it could be said. What we need is to make sure she's not overlapping, not making herself available, and cutting her down. And we haven't selected our final team yet.
No, we haven't. No, not
so
yet.
I think it is a decision of are we putting Nadine Lewis in that position? And I hope that we're starting her there. I don't want to see it at fullback.
I want us to start our strongest team possible.
100%.
I know there's definitely debates about do we rest some key players, but I think this is the perfect opportunity to see, look, can we go up against a quarterfinal caliber team before we actually start the quarterfinals?
And if you keep it in mind that France played England in the Six Nations and lost 43-42.
It's tight.
They are dominant and they know how to have that resilience and come back. They make the most out of your accidents. So if we're messing up on the field, if we're feeling the pressure, that is what we are going to lose by.
Oh, man. So listen, I know we got so much that we could chat about, but let's make it fun and interesting. Let's talk about a score prediction here. What do you think the result's going to be? Let's first go with the men's game against New Zealand, and then we'll go with the ladies. Zoe, I'll put it to you first.
Hi, Mo.
I'm glad you're going first.
I think one of our teams are going to lose this week, and I'm not sure who it is.
No!
You know what they say in
Don't
the World
say
Cup?
it.
They were like, Springboks need to lose at least one game.
Just to get the fuel back.
And if that's going to be our game against France, okay. Because
Okay.
we got the knockouts next week.
Well,
I'm
then-
okay if that's that.
Okay, well then maybe that's the inexperienced side that we put through that we can allow for that loss, all right? Adrian, your side, what are you thinking?
Sure, I like what Zoe said actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's. I'm okay if the Springbok women lose. Again, they'll take the notes. I want the Springboks to win at Eden Park, but I think it's going to be tight. I'm seeing like a 5-point game in
I'm seeing
favor.
like 3.
3, yeah, 1 at this point. Like, I think I'm going to put my heart on the line and say the Springboks are winning it by 3.
Well, listen, Zoe and Adrian, I can feel your energy right now, and it is one of we are going to war. And I think that's what South Africa is feeling when it comes to rugby this weekend. Thank you both for giving us that extra hype and the nerves, because the nerves are real. And Mzansi, we're going to be sending good energy out on the weekend. I hope you're having an incredible time wherever you're watching the game, and we'll be celebrating both victories on Monday. I'm putting that one out there.
I like
yeah.
that. I like that.
Wow.